Welcome, my dear students. This video is for class 10th. Subject is computer application. Myself, Anuradha Gupta, your computer teacher, going to explain chapter 1, unit 5, both part A as well as B. Unit 5 A part Introduction to Java. In this unit, you are going to learn the following topics: features of Java, Java compiler and interpreter, Java libraries in JDK, Java reserved words, basic elements in Java programming, output statement in Java programming, Java programming using BlueJ and its execution. Let's start with the first, introduction to Java. Java is an object-oriented programming language developed by James Gosling along with his associates at Sun Microsystem, which is a software company from USA. This language initial name was Oak. After some hours, James Gosling come to know already one language is available with the same name. Then finally on coffee table, he and his colleagues decided a professional name for this language as Java, and they given a logo coffee mug to this language. This language was primarily developed to help users in web designing, but later on it emerged as full-fledged programming language in 1991. Java programs can be written in two ways: Java application and Java applet. First, we look on the Java application programs. It is a Java program that is developed to run on computer without using web browser. In Java application programs, no role of web browser. It is also called stand-alone application. On the opposite hand, Java applet programs written in Java can be included in web page with the help of web browser. Here definitely we are going to use web browser. Java applet programs are also known as internet applet. Next, features of Java language. First feature of Java language is object oriented. Second is platform independent. Platform independent means it can work on any platform. Third, it uses both compiler and interpreter. Fourth, it is a robust language. Robust means it is used to handle complicated real-life problems. Next, it is a case sensitive. Case sensitive means it treats capital letter and the small letters differently. And last feature is WORM, write once, read many. On one system we can write the Java programs, and many system we can get its output. Java compiler and interpreter. Other programming language either compiles a program or interprets a program, but Java combines both the things. Java programs need both compiler as well as interpreter. Java compiler translate the source code into the bytecode. What is the source code here? What we are writing as a Java program, that is known as source code. Java compiler converts source code into the bytecode, and then it need a Java interpreter. Java interpreter accepts bytecode and generate machine code which is totally suitable for a specified platform. Next, have a look on bytecode. Java compiler converts source code into an intermediate binary code which is also known as bytecode. This bytecode helps interpreter to generate machine code. Next, you have to learn about the Java Virtual Machine JVM, which is basically a Java interpreter that is called Java Virtual Machine. Its work is to convert binary code into the machine code which is suitable for a specified platform. Next, we learn about the packages in JDK 1.5. JDK is a Java development kit. 1.5 is a version of JDK which has a library called JCL, Java Class Libraries, which contains various packages. Now, what is a package? Package is a group of class. What is a class? Here each class includes different inbuilt functions. When we are going to need any inbuilt function in our program, it means we need to include that package in our program. Next, you have to learn about the keywords, and main important keyword is import keyword. When we need to include any package in our program, then we are taking a help of import keyword. Import java.io.* means we are including java.io package in our program. Next, what are the keywords? Keywords are the reserved words which give a special meaning to a compiler. These keywords we can't use as a variable name, class name, or the function name. Examples of keywords are public, static, throws, try, void, etc. Next is basic elements of Java programming. Writing a program in Java is entirely different from any other programming language. Here, two things you have to keep in mind while writing Java program. First is class declaration. All the program should be written in class, and in class you have to declare main function first, from where our program execution starts. That's called main function. Next, you have to learn about the output statement in Java programming. Output statements are used to display the result of program on the screen. Output statement can be written in two ways. First is system.out.print. It leave the cursor in the same line after displaying the output. Second way of writing output statement is system.out.println. It takes the cursor to the next line after displaying the output. In both the ways, in both the output statement, S should be capital. Always keep in mind, make system S capital. One more thing you have to learn here, that is connector, which looks like a plus sign. When we have to combine message with a variable, then make a use of connector to join. Like an example here, system.out.println value of a is. This is a message we written in a double quotes. To separate message and a value of A, we have used here plus sign, which is called connector. Next, you have to learn about the BlueJ. BlueJ is a platform to execute Java programs. It is window-based application. It uses a menu-driven approach that allows users to carry out different tasks by clicking the option available on the menu bar. Like JDK 1.5, BlueJ also uses compiler as well as interpreter to convert source code into bytecode. When we create any class in BlueJ, it produces simple program for us. Because of this feature, BlueJ is very convenient platform for writing Java programs. Let's learn how to write and execute Java programs on BlueJ platform. First, we need to create an project on BlueJ. For this, we click on Project tab, New Project. Here we write a name of our project. I write here sample. Then I press OK. Here is our project where we are going to create lot of programs under the class. First, we need to create a class for writing program. I write here class first underscore program. Then we press the double click on it for writing program. Here we get the sample program. I select all and then I delete. I write my program here. Then I press the compile button. When we get the message class compiled, no syntax error, it means our program is ready for execution. Close button. Then come back to your class and press the right click and select the option void main. You get one method dialog box. Click OK and here is the output of our program. After learning how to write and compile Java programs on BlueJ platform, let's move to the next part of the Unit 5, Input in Java. Here you have to learn different ways of inputting values, type of errors, comment statement in Java. Start with the input statement in Java. Input means provide data to a computer for processing. Java language allow user to enter data for processing in the following 4 ways. First is function argument. Second is input stream reader class. Third is scanner class. Fourth is command line argument. Start with the first way of accepting values, and that is function argument. In this method, value is accepted at the time of execution of the program. The variables whose values are to be input must be provided as arguments to the main function. Here in the example, we are taking two values of A and B variable at the time of execution of a program. Let's learn how to accept values by using function argument in a program. So start with the making class. Here class name I give function. Press the double click on it. Here we get the simple program. Select all, press the delete button and write your program. I return a program with a class name function public static void main int a comma int b. We are taking two values by using function argument, and in the program we are adding that two values in a variable c, and then we are displaying it by using output statement. After writing a program, click on compile. When you get a message class compile, no syntax error, then press the close button. Come back to your class, press the right button. Here you will get a dialog box where you have to enter your values. I entered here 23 as a 34 as a B, and when you press the OK button, here is the output of our program. This is the second way of inputting values by using InputStreamReader class. This class is available in java.io package. To make a use of this class, first we need to include this package by writing a statement import java.io.hashtag. Then second point which we have to keep in mind, main function is followed by throws IO exception, which means it will ignore all input output errors. Third point is create an objects of InputStreamReader and BufferedReader class. Object of these two classes we can create in single statement as BufferedReader BR equal new BufferedReader in bracket new InputStreamReader, one more parenthesis, system.in. In this syntax you have to learn what characters you have to make in capital letters. Buffered B capital, reader R capital, input I capital, stream S capital, reader R capital, and system S should be in capital. We can create these two objects with two different statements. InputStreamReader read equal new InputStreamReader system.in. Second statement, we are creating BufferedReader object as BufferedReader BR equal new BufferedReader read. Here read and B are the object of InputStreamReader class and BufferedReader class respectively. Next, have a look on the syntax to accept different values by using InputStreamReader class. First is to accept integer value, integer.parseInt br.readLine. Next is double short range value, float.parsefloat br.readLine. Third is accept decimal wide range value up to 64 bits, double.parseDouble br.readLine. Next syntax is for character. In a bracket we have to write char, then br.read. Then it's for the string value, br.readLine. In all the syntaxes you have to learn which characters you have to make in capital, like br.readLine L should be in capital, and here br is the object of BufferedReader class. Now we are going to take values by using InputStreamReader class. So we make a class here, input underscore stream. Press OK. Here we will get our sample program. We are going to delete it and we write our own program. As in this program we are using input stream reader class, so we first import a package java.io, then main function is followed by throws IO exception, then we created objects of input stream reader class and buffered reader class. Then we have declared three variables a, b and c. Two values we are taking with the help of input stream reader a and b. I followed the same syntax like this. You have to follow the same syntax of accepting integer value. We added in a C and then we have displayed the output. After writing a program, we compiled the class. Next we go for the execution. We press the void main. Here we get a message, enter two numbers. I write here 12, press enter. 23, I press enter. Then we will get the output. The sum is 35. Third way of taking values in our program, and this is scanner class. Scanner class is available in java.io package, so we need to import this package in our program. We can import util package by the two ways. Import java.util.asterisk, which means whatever classes are present in java.util package, all we can use, or we can specify a particular class scanner. Import java.util.scanner. It means we can use only a scanner class from the util package. Second point to use scanner class in our program is to create an object of scanner class by writing a statement scanner sc equal new scanner system.in. Next you have to learn the syntax to accept different values by using scanner class. First is integer value sc.nextInt, I should be in capital. Decimal value short range sc.nextFloat, F should be in capital. Wide range decimal value up to 64 bits sc.nextDouble, D should be in capital. Character value sc.next.caret0, here A should be in capital. Next is for the string. We are having two syntax to accept string value sc.next and sc.nextLine. Have a look what is the difference between sc.next and sc.nextLine. sc.next accept a word while next line take group of words. Next program we will make how to take values by using scanner class. So here we write a name related to our work, that is scan, because we are going to use a scanner class in this program. We raised the sample program and then we write our own program. Here we are using a scanner class, so we need to import java.util package, and then here we have created an object of scanner class. Then we followed the syntax to accept integer value by using scanner class. Then same program, we added the two values in C, we displayed the output. After completing a program, we click on the compile, then we go for the close, and our program is ready for execution. Here it asks the enter value of A and B. I enter here 10. Like this you can enter any values in A and B. Here we will get the output, the sum is 30. This is the fourth way of taking values in Java program using command line argument. In this way, we accept values from the user and pass the arguments as a command line function to the main function. It is quite similar as function argument. The arguments to the main function are passed through args0, args1, args2 and then so on. To use command line arguments, use a string type array which is args. This square bracket is a sign of array as an argument to the main function. Syntax of using command line argument is public static void main string args square bracket is a sign of array, or we can write string square bracket args. Next, learn the syntax to accept different values by using command line argument. For accepting integer value, integer dot parse int in bracket args0. 0 is a position of the array. Next, short range decimal value float dot parse float args0. Decimal value for wide range up to 64 bits double dot parse double args0, and for accepting a string args0, whatever present at the 0 position in the args array, that we get in the string. Here we are going to learn how to take values by using command line argument. So we need to create a class, and class name we give com.line. It means a command line. We press double click on it for writing the program. Select all, delete, and here we write our program. And this is the way of accepting values by using command line argument. Here main function is followed by a string args square bracket. This square bracket is a sign of array. Here all the values we accept in a string form. It means we have to put value in the double quotes. First we take a integer dot parse int args. Whatever is present at 0 position, that will go in a. What value is present at the first position, that will go in a b. After writing our program, click on the compile, go to the close, and let's check how to take values by using command line argument. Here we will get our dialog box. In between the curly bracket, we have to put the double quotes, and first value I write here 13, then I write 70. All the value what you are going to give in a command line argument, give in double quotes. As I written here 13 in double quotes, 70 also in double quotes, because it take all the values as a string. Then here is our output 83. I hope you all understood how to take values by using command line argument. Next, you have to learn about the errors. Errors are the mistakes. 3 different type of errors in the Java programming. First is syntax error, logical error, runtime error. Now study one by one each of these type of errors. First is syntax error. All the grammatical mistakes of Java programming language comes in a syntax error. Suppose you forgot to put a semicolon, that come in a syntax error. By mistake, if you have put it any character in a capital letter, or you forgot to put a specified character in a capital letter, that all comes in a syntax error. Second type of error is logical error. When your program's planning is wrong, that's come in a logical error. In logical error, program gives the output but that not desired output. Let's take an example here. Int a equals to 160, b equals to 40, c equals to 50. And our expression is a plus b whole divided by c. Instead of whole divided by c, we have put it b divided by c, where we get the output 4.0. Instead of 4.0, we will get the output 160.8 because we forgot to put a plus b in the bracket. This is the logical error. Third type of error is runtime error, which errors doesn't come in syntax error or the logical error. That error comes in a runtime error. These errors can be due to incorrect mathematical task or by entering incorrect values at the time of input. Let's take an example of runtime errors. When you are dividing any number by 0, that comes in a runtime error. If you are trying to find out a square root of a negative number, which can't possible in a maths also, it means this is a runtime error. Next, you have to learn about the comments in Java programs. Comments are non-executable statements in Java. They are used to make program more readable, more understandable. Command statement we can write in three different ways. First is single line comment. Single line comment syntax starts with a double slash. Next is multi-line comment. Multi-line comment syntax start with slash and asterisk sign, ends with asterisk sign and slash. Third is documentation comment. In a documentation comment, it includes some text document which is in a number of paragraphs, and syntax start with slash, two asterisk signs and ends with asterisk sign and slash. You understood well both the parts of unit 5. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you for attending computer online class.